Welcome to Around the Dog World back here at Stoke Rochford Hall. We loved the setting last year and getting cosy around the fire, so we had to return to look back at the best of 2015. When we arrived here last year, the Top Dog competition had been dominated by one dog. Oliver the Wire Fox Terrier had marched to 13 bests in show, but 2015 was a completely different story, with no dog winning more than twice in the best in show ring. That made groups and the all-breed title hot competition. Let's go and find our experts to talk about the best 2015 had to offer, but first a glance at the lucky lot to win a best in show along the way. We have our comfy seats, a roaring fire behind us. Di and Andrew, it's a perfect place to talk dogs again, isn't it?
It is. Except she's made sure that I sit here, so I'm going to be like the roasted chestnut by the time we've finished.
It is a little warm over here. Now, we've spoken about it before, but 2015 was a stark contrast to 2014. No dog dominated. There were so many new winners. Was that good to watch?
It's very healthy. Because we had a number of outstanding dogs out there sharing the Best in Show awards. This year, nothing was ever a foregone conclusion.
This year, because it was more open, it was more entertaining to watch.
The starting place for the Dog World Arden Grange Top Dogs this year is the Top Pastoral, and that was a very young dog, champion Hearthside Man of Mystery at Dialin. Di, we've seen an awful lot of this very young dog.
He's one of those dogs that never stands wrong. You know, he's such a balance. As a puppy, I remember watching him poddling about Marion's kitchen. You've never seen a bad photograph of that dog?
Nope.
Mel is a very competent handler. It was a pleasure to see him. I think he deserved his wins.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually, because I'd never really noticed him as a youngster. And Dialin, you know, they're very good friends of mine. And Melanie needed some photographs, so we went to a local park and rattled off some pictures. And at that point, it suddenly occurred to me, as Di said, he never ever stands wrong. His footfall is... Melanie did not have to touch him.
Well, the cameras have been her lucky charm in 2015, so we pointed them at her once again to ask Melanie about her fantastic 2015. Mel and Austin, congratulations, Top Pastoral.
Thank you very much.
It's been an exceptional year, isn't it?
It has, it's been amazing, yeah. I never thought this was going to happen. Yeah.
And he's still a young man.
He is, he's just over 2.5, so he's a baby in Aussie years.
And he's going to keep going?
Yep, there's a few shows he can't do obviously next year, so I'll bring him out in selected places, but yeah, he's going to keep going, and then I've got a puppy coming out by him next year too, so I'm really excited about that.
Oh wow, and we've heard before, but tell us a bit about how Austin came to Dialin.
Austin came to Dialin because I saw a photograph of his brother. I messaged the breeder and said I want one like that, and she said I've repeated the litter, you can have one. I said but it's to go to England. She was like, oh I don't know, and I was like please can I have him? So that's how he came. You can't have imagined when you saw that photo what he was going to do? No, never in a million years, but he's got such a personality. Lots of people love him even if you don't know the breed. Oh, you must be quite pleased. Over the year so many people have said you handle him so brilliantly. I know, I blush. He does it all himself, to be fair. Now, Andrew, you must have been quite happy to see the runner-up Top Pastoral. This was the Bearded Collie you awarded the Pastoral Group at Midland Counties.
Yeah, and reserve Best in Show. Yeah, and that was actually the first time I judged her and seen her close-up. She's beautiful. I mean, the gait is so breed-specific. She's, again, like all our top dogs, in beautiful muscular condition.
She has that characteristic lowering of the head, which gives that lovely outline on the move, doesn't she? She's exceptional.
Right, now we have to rewind and go back to the last General Championship show of 2015. Ernie Patterson was the judge in the Best in Show ring, and there are a few storylines to follow. First of all, the Pastoral Group winner was the Bearded Collie, who won the very first championship show of the year at Boston and is looking to bookend the year with his second Best in Show. The Hound Group winner, the Beagle, has racked up 21 CCs this year, and moments earlier had won her first group to take the crown of Top Hound 2015. Could her day get any better? So let's hand over to Keith Young to take us through LKA Best in Show.
A warm welcome to Mr. Ernie Patterson. From the Toy Group winner, the Maltese. And now it's the turn of the Utility Group winner, the Lhasa Apso, also a dog. The St Bernard, a bitch. The Bearded Collie, the Bedlington Terrier. The Beagle, a bitch. And finally, the Gundog Group winner, the Flatcoat. Having had a look at all these group winners, Mr. Patterson now moves to the first dog on the table, is the Maltese. It's a dog, and its number is 1175. The Toy Group winner, the Maltese, number 1175. On the table now is the winner of the Utility Group, the Lhasa Apso, and it won the group under Mike Gilchrist, and the Lhasa Apso won through from an entry of 1,524 dogs in the Utility Group. Winner of the Working Group, the St Bernard, under Richard Kinsey. Its number is 5751. Winner of the Working Group, winner of the Pastoral Group under John Walsh, the Bearded Collie. Its number is 3424. The Bearded Collie, number 3424, coming through as winner of the Pastoral Group. On the table now is the winner of the Terrier Group, the Bedlington Terrier, 5880. There were 983 terriers entered at the show. Now it's the turn of the Beagle, winner of the Hound Group under Colin Ashmore, and it is a bitch. The Beagle, number 9411, winner of the Hound Group. And so we come to the last dog to be judged here at LKA 2015, the Flat-Coated Retriever, winner of the Gundog Group under Christine MacDonald. The Flat-Coated Retriever, number 7781, winner of the Gundog Group. You may applaud your favourite. The boards have been called for. We will shortly know Best in Show here at LKA 2015, and Mr. Patterson has made up his mind. Best in Show LKA 2015 is the Beagle, number 9411, and reserve Best in Show goes to the Flat-Coated Retriever. Around you go. Best in Show, LKA 2015, the Beagle. Reserve Best in Show, the Flat-Coated Retriever.
Well, Best in Show, LKA 2015.
I'm absolutely speechless.
It's been a bit of a good day, hasn't it?
It's been wonderful, and she's just performed. She's just done everything we've asked of her. You know, I couldn't say anything wrong at any time. You know.
You've waited all year for a group. She wins the group, and then an hour later wins Best in Show.
Yeah, I know. She can't do one without the other, can she?
She's waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
And for it to carry on and go all the way, it's just speechless.
And she's still so very, very young.
She's not 2 yet. She's not 2 to the 3rd of January. So she's really amazing for what she's done, you know.
And how many CCs has she racked up already?
24.
We spoke to you after the group and you said you were pretty happy with your choice of Sarah to handle her.
Absolutely, yeah. I think so. I think she's doing rather well, yeah. I think she's met all expectations, yeah.
Last Nora that won a Best in Show here, that year got crowned top dog. Is this Nora going to do anything like that, you reckon?
Well, I'd like to think so, but I'm just delighted and overwhelmed with what she has done.
And we're going to see lots more of her next year?
Oh, I'm afraid so, yes.
Congratulations, top hound and LK Best in Show winner.
Amazing.
Now, Andrew, that was quite a finish to 2015. The top hound was crowned moments earlier, and the Beagle goes back in to win her very first Best in Show. It's a cracking year for Nora.
Yeah, she's had an incredible year for such a young Beagle bitch. And she's a bitch that moves extremely well. She has lots of breed qualities around her, and she's one of those that's definitely been on a roll.
And the first Beagle Best in Show winner for 22 years.
So I believe.
I was at the Hound Show when she emerged in Minor Puppy and she won. I can honestly say I've never heard a Beagle person say a bad word about her. She's a good bitch, free of exaggerations. Everyone likes her. They're probably a little sick of seeing her win now, and they will be very glad when she jumps into the whelping box. But a bitch that's won universal acclaim.
And handled so well by young Sarah Gibbons.
I suspect she's a handleable bitch.
Now, pushing the Beagle all the way to LK to decide Dog World Arden Grange Top Hound for 2015 was miniature wirehead Datsun Dye. Drake Slate sent Sybil.
And another that emerged in Puppy, I think under Derek Smith, and knew this was yet another in Zena's long line of indefatigable mini wire. Sybil is a most attractive bitch who holds her outline and appeals.
And an odd fact for the three bitches that have topped the hound group, all of them won just a single group. Does that show how competitive that particular group was in 2015?
Yeah, I think it was pretty spread out. There were various Rhodesians that could win the group.
Those two Afghan littermates.
Whippets.
Salukis.
An even spread of good quality throughout the hound group.
Welcome back to Around the Dog World here at Stoke Rochford Hall. So, Andrew and I, our next stop is the Terrier Group. Third top terrier, 2015, was Martha, the Norfolk Terrier, Kinsridge Top Tip.
Yeah, she got her second CC under me. She was in the junior class, I think, just out of puppy. And she's a very, very typey bitch. Fabulous attitude.
But Di, there was a fortnight in the middle of the year that will be forever memorable.
Well focused on her, weren't they? I think it was Johan, Jocelyn, Southern Counties, and, well, just fell in love. And then at
Three Counties,
the bitch looked gorgeous again. Exactly as Andrew says. She just, here I am, look at me, I'm pretty special. She is.
The top two positions in the group, however, went right down to the wire at LK. Border Terrier, champion Brackenfell Bach de Bach, trailed the Irish Terrier, champion Lakeridge Cahal, by a few points, but the Border Terrier was unable to overhaul the difference. But a sensational year for this Border Terrier.
Yeah, bred in his owner's very first litter. Typey, you know, I think I've said on camera before, when I'd be watching terrier groups, my eyes been drawn to a border. And then when you look it up, it's the same dog, just for his sheer typiness.
Is it also a long time since we've seen a Border Terrier winning to this degree?
Brannigan is the one that always sticks in,
yes, of course,
in my mind.
Brumbill
Brannigan.
But on to the Irish. You both saw this dog as a puppy and immediately grabbed your attention. I think, Andrew, you said you thought he would be a Best in Show winner. In fact, that happened earlier in the year. I saw him at
the Welsh Kennel Club when he was very young, prior to my getting him in the group in Scotland. And he just had a natural charisma about him. And every now and again, you know, he'll set himself up and give you that look, that Irish look.
Yeah, the quality of the Irish screams, I think.
Midland Counties, he'd matured physically and mentally. Johnny, the way he puts this Irish down is second to none. And I think he's a hell of a good dog.
Well, we spoke to John Averis moments after he'd been crowned Dog World Arden Grange Top Terrier winner in 2015. Well, John, congratulations. That was a bit of a tense end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was down to the last show of the year. Luckily, we won Best of Breed today and we earned some points.
And that Border Terrier's been nipping at your heels. It was top dog at one point in the year. But you are Top Terrier 2015.
Yeah, fantastic result. Thrilled, especially with the Irish Terrier. His grandfather, we had top Irish. He was the first and top Terrier, and now his grandson's done the same.
And we've spoken about it before, but he's a young man.
Yeah, he's 2.5. I believe he's got one more show, which is Crufts, and then he's off to America.
That's a nice little journey for him. What was Ricky's background?
He was by a dog called Dodger. We owned, me and Tony Barker, we showed Dodger for quite some time. He was best of breed at Crufts. He went best in show at Windsor, and he was his father. So he's got some good breeding behind him. Bred by a lady called Wendy Bauer, and we were lucky enough to get a puppy out of the litter.
And you must be pretty pleased with the one you picked.
Yes, very. I'm going to ring Wendy later and congratulate her. She'll be thrilled.
So, we've spoken about terriers. It's now time to turn our attention to the utility group. And 5th Top Dog All Breeds and Dog World Arden Grange Top Utility 2015 was Tyler the Bulldog Dye, double Best in Show winner.
He's had a great year, but then he's deserved it, because if ever a dog came out full of vim and vigour and fit for the job, and he's just a big, happy, lovable dog who loves every minute of it.
I mean, it really is remarkable when the owners can swan off on holiday for a couple of weeks and just sort of like leave the dog with somebody to take to a few shows and end up winning 2 Best in Show, just like that.
They should perhaps give him back to him more often.
No, I think he just likes it in there. You could have taken him in, Simon, and he would have performed. No, that's unfair, isn't it, to the Seals? And he did know the dog. He wasn't a total stranger. Okay. However, I
still a good story.
Yes, I still think you could have taken him and he'd have liked it.
Paul and Hayley, a massive congratulations. Tyler is top utility.
Well, thank you. Very good. I think it's the first time for a Bulldog. Over the moon.
And we saw you win Best in Show at Darlington. Well, you didn't. You won the group and then went off on holiday.
Yes. We got a friend to handle him for us.
It was a fantastic run he went on there. He had a reserve Best in Show, a Best in Show and a Best in Show.
Over the moon, what he's done this year, really good.
What are his plans beyond the new year?
Well, we was going to pull him out at the end of this year, but we thought, because he's done so well in the groups and the Best in Show rings, we thought we will try next year, continue, see how well he does next year.
Because we want more.
Getting greedy.
Yeah, it's getting greedy now.
What is it for you that makes him a dog that's gone to top utility and a few Best in Shows?
He's very good mover and he's playful.
No health issues. As a youngster, we was going to sell him. Because we kept another dog from another litter, and when he was young, the other one looked better. But then once he got to about 5.5 months, he sort of blossomed out.
Now, you said that he's full of energy, but he's not the only one. You're quite excited by the wins, aren't you?
Yeah, of course we are.
Very excited.
Because we've never done anything like this before in the groups and Best in Shows, so absolutely chuffed to bits.
Second in the group, however, was your favourite dog of the year, Di. Toy Poodle Star, Champion Bannertonia, As You Wish. Another double Best in Show winner.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't we both sit on this sofa last year?
And tip her for
both of us.
Yes, we did.
I thought you might have another favourite dog this year.
So, we're not talking about that. We're talking about what we tipped last year.
Yes.
And we did actually say that the Toy Poodle bitch was definitely one to look out for.
She finished runner-up in the utility group last year as well. But to finish with 2 Best in Shows in such a competitive group, a fantastic achievement.
I mean, she's been sporadically campaigned this year.
Well, yes, because our handler is enjoying a growing judging career, and I'm glad about that.
Lee is one of our best young judges, without question.
So Star has not perhaps had quite the coverage she could have had, but there is no doubt in my mind she is an exceptional toy poodle, and I know Mr. Brace agrees with me.
Absolutely.
Right, we now have to look further up the top dog table and into the working group. It was a two-way battle at the top with Bouvier de Flandre Hector and Bart the Alaskan Malamute, and on current form it looked like it would all go down to Richard Kinsey's decision in the working group. However, Bart was beaten by his young kennelmate to the dog CC, so handed the Dog World Arden Grange top working crown to Hector. I spoke to Michael Craig and Fiona Lambert after the news broke and the bubbles started flowing. Top working 2015 is Hector at the Bouvier de Flandre. Fiona, you've got to be overwhelmed.
Absolutely. It's just, what an amazing year for such a young dog. You know, we started the year hoping to make him up.
Yeah.
And to actually be top working, it's been a struggle. We've had to fight for it.
You were coming in today. There were 3 points in it, I believe.
Yep.
made for a bit of a tense finale?
Well, yes, I mean, potentially it could have gone through to the group. Yeah. But had she won the group, it would then have gone to who won Best in Show. But even if we got runner-up top working, it was just an amazing year. So we're absolutely delighted.
And Michael, you've had the joy this year of taking Hector in.
Yep.
You've enjoyed yourself, haven't you?
I've absolutely loved it. It's been a real honour to have asked him and handle such an amazing dog with brilliant temperament.
What do you reckon? You fancy a bit more of Hector?
Yeah, definitely. He's got a lot more to give. He's not fully mature yet, so he's got another good few years in him yet. We've had some great support this year from fellow exhibitors. It's been phenomenal.
Can you pick out a point in the year that was your favourite?
Was probably Best in Show at Blackpool. It was mine and Hector's first Best in Show, and to win into such an astound judge, breeder, like world-class handler, and to comment on my handling was just phenomenal. It meant a lot.
Can I just say thank you to Michael, because without him, this year would never have happened. He's done a fantastic job. It's just a lovely feeling to get him out of his armchair and get him groomed up, and then someone else take him in the ring. You think, that's a nice looking dog, you know. It just gives me a nice warm feeling that I love seeing them competing, never mind winning.
So Di, what have you thought of the working group in general in 2015?
I don't think the working group is as exciting as it has been in previous years. I think, whilst there are dogs of undoubted merit, the working group used to be, or is this because I came from my group, much more exciting than this. There was always a Rottweiler, a Dobe, a Boxer, a Dane that we could consider worthy. I think the working group is a little lacklustre, and I think, frankly, the Bouvier and the Alaskan Malamute had an easier path than some of the other group winners.
Yeah, the working group's not been particularly strong this year. Right, I'm going to stick my neck out here. I think one of the reasons that the working group has lost that level of excitement that Mrs. Johnson is referring to is the fact that the strongest breeds were always docked. With full tails, they don't quite have the same impact.
It changes the picture.
It lengthens the dog off somehow.
It changes the overall balance and the sharpness and that sense of excitement. As I said, I know I'm holding myself up for ridicule here, but that's how I feel.
I agree with you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the best of 2015 here on Around the Dog World at the glorious Stoke Rochford Hall. Di, we watched Hector mature over this year.
But a dog that is meant to be forbidding and look impressive needs probably, as Andrew says, 3.5, 4. And this dog is still a young dog.
Andrew, you awarded him Group 4.
I had him in October, he was Group 4, and I said to Michael on the day, he still needs to go on bodying up and finishing and maturing.
And topping the hound group earlier was the Beagle, handled by young Sarah Gibbons. Another young handler having great success, Michael Craig, in the big rings.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously dedicated to the sport, and he's talented.
We have good young handlers about, don't we? What about the little girl whose mother is a good handler, who handled the Samoyed to win a group?
Lauren Bridges.
Yes. Yeah.
8-year-old winning a pastoral.
Just incredible.
Now, we'll stay in the working group and on to Bart, who was runner-up working dog this year. 14 CCs along the way, a couple of group wins, and became the Alaskan Malamute breed record holder. Quite a year.
Yes. A talented breeder, isn't she? Talented handler. She's really pulled this breed around her and got it together, hasn't she? You can rely on her to bring something in the group that is going to draw the eye.
She certainly has made her presence felt at group level, and she has a type, no question about it.
And with this Bouvier, we had a rather odd situation. He was a group winner before ever winning a CC, and before he was a champion, had already won a Best in Show.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Well, because of this ridiculous system that we have in this country, where we only have 4 representative shows, where CCs are on offer for all the recognised breeds, whereas in every other country in the world, when you go to a championship show, regardless of what your breed is and how many will be entered, there will be points or certificates available to enable you to make up a champion. So consequently, in the minority breeds, or breeds with lower numbers, such as the Bouviers, you know, they will have a handful of CCs over the year compared to the other breeds. So it is quite feasible that a dog can do top winning before it's actually got its title, regardless of its age, in certain breeds.
However, to have it described as a farcical situation is Andrew's opinion, not everyone's.
What you don't think is farcical?
I think there's room for probably changing. I don't want to see CCs handed out willy-nilly at every show to every breed.
Well,
no.
that depends on the judging, Di, not the system.
Well, I still don't want to see it, Andrew. I think we work hard for CCs and for champions in this country, and I don't want to see it made easier.
I don't think CCs should ever be awarded easily. I think they should be awarded by knowledgeable judges to deserving dogs.
Yes, where do we get all these knowledgeable judges from? Because we...
Well, why don't you ask your friend Mr. Luxmore?
Well, I think my friend Mr. Luxmore, I'm delighted to say, is doing something to address this very problem.
Good.
And we'll hang on the Kennel Club for a little while. It seems that there's a bit more positivity in the air with the appointment of a new Kennel Club chairman.
Yes, I think there is. I think
he's doing his best.
Certainly. I think he cares. I know him. I've known him for probably 30 years. He was the one that taught me about Siberian Huskies. I think Simon Luxmore is a man of the people. He's easy to talk to. So when he stops at a show and talks, dog people will talk to him and tell him their concerns, fears, ideas, and he's a listening man. He will take all that on board.
He's very approachable.
Yeah. Because another plus, the Kennel Club, they're now recognising what we see as Jack Russell.
Well, not before time. They're going to be scheduled for the first time at National Terrier. I think the breed is going to have a great future.
I think there'll be a busy ringside.
Yeah.
I hate the word cute, but you have to say this breed has the cuteness factor. When I've seen photographs of them, as Andrew said, all around the world, every time you're drawing, you think, oh, isn't that a little cracker? They've just got that appeal, haven't they? The optimism for me also comes from championship shows who are doing so much more to make their shows interesting, palatable, welcoming. These shows are trying very hard, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that is noticeable.
Yes.
Now, it's time to go back to the top dogs. By the time we got to LKA, the top gun dog had already been decided. That was show champion Charm Filly Juicy Couture, the pointer. And Andrew, you played a large part in Juicy's year.
Yeah, apparently. When I had the breed, I had the two great bitches, Will Cremain, Ice Maiden, that Amelia Siddle shows, who'd won a reserve CC under me as a puppy. So I liked her, obviously. Yeah. The Juicy bitch had won a group under me. And they're two quite different bitches, you know, type-wise. And yet they both excel in slightly different ways. Open bitch did apparently take longer than it should have done. Mrs. Johnson tells me there is a photograph to prove how bored she and most of the ringside were at the time. However, on the day, the Juicy bitch was in fabulous nick. Her movement was flawless. And then, of course, I had her back at Midland Counties in October. And that 12 months extra maturity on her is quite noticeable. I mean, her head is finished. She's almost a little bit more curvy in her outline. You know, the bitch always gleams with condition. And she's reliable. Yes. She's, you know, like all these top show dogs, they never seem to have off days.
I think we love them both.
They are two great bitches.
And interestingly, over the course of this year, both of them ended up Breed CC record holders. At one point, they were holding the Breed CC record with one of Juicy's ancestors. It was a three-way tie. Both Juicy and Flo have won another CC, so they're joint Breed CC record holders again. That makes for a blockbuster 2016.
It's still nip. I mean, I don't even know who's got it at the moment. They just seem to, it's nip and tuck, really.
And of course, again, another one. We topped the hound group with a young handler, topped the working group with a young handler, and again, Gundog group is topped by Sam Dyer with Juicy, another great young handler.
Yeah, and they're talented youngsters. I mean, they're not kids; they're young people.
Young compared to us.
Most people are these days.
Yeah.
And we pulled Sam Dyer out of her celebrations at LK to talk about a year that's seen her finish 3rd Top Dog, All Breeds, and Dog World Arden Grange Top Gun Dog. Top Gun Dog, 2015. Yeah. Do you see the pointer? How does that sound?
Amazing. Can't believe it. To go on starting the year with 15 tickets and now break the breed record. You don't even dream of it. It's
not just the CC record holder, but a Best in Show winner.
I know, I can't believe it. The first thing I got was the paper and me on the front was amazing. I've got it framed. Yeah.
Now, she's had a sensational year. Are we going to see more of Juicy?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see next year. We'll see.
Do you want to take to Crufts?
Yeah, I think she'll go to Crufts and then we'll go from there.
It must be amazing to hear so much praise coming from people across the board. Sigurd Wilberg at Southern Counties, Andrew Brace. Yeah. It must be incredible.
I can't tell you how much it means to us all, you know. It's just phenomenal, you know, when you hear them talking about her, and, you know, Sigurd being his own breed as well, it's even better.
How early did you know she was going to be a star?
Her first show, she showed like she was a professional, and I thought, and a few people come up to me and said, she's going to be one to watch. Yeah.
And we've covered it over the course of the year. There's a bit of rivalry in the breed. Yeah. That's got to spur you on a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does. But it's good competition, and Open Bitch is a fantastic class to be in. You know, there's 3 bitches that have had group placings this year that have all swapped round tickets, so it's very good for the breed. Very good for the breed. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Top Gun Dog, 2015.
Yeah, can't believe it.
Following Juicy in the Gun Dog League, if you like, was a Weimaraner, Di, show champion Gunalt D-Ice at Stridview, recently turned veteran, and a fantastic career over so many years.
Wonderful. But I think probably we have, his career is over. Wonderful as it's been, we've loved him. But Jackie Ward, his very competent handler, is feeling her age. You know, it's a big ring with a Weimaraner, with so I think maybe we've seen the last of him.
Well, we've come to the final group of the day, and that is the toy group. And we have to mention the toy group as a whole to start with. What a year.
Yeah.
For the toys to finish, Top Dog All Breeds and Reserve Top Dog All Breeds is phenomenal.
It's been a wonderful year for the toy group at large. And when you consider that toys are bred primarily to be amusing, good-looking companions, there was always an assumption that they weren't necessarily great moving dogs. However, I think the standard of movement that we see in the toy group these days is probably superior to the movement we see in the groups where you have physically larger, more functional breeds. And for us to end up with All Breeds 1 and 2 from the toy group, and at the end of the year, the Eukanuba Champion Stakes finalist, the Maltese, another toy.
Yes. It is amazing. I agree with everything Andrew said about the toy group. I love it. It's the best group at the minute.
The 2 dogs that we've ended up with are dogs who are always beautifully presented, always show their socks off.
Welcome back to Stoke Rochford Hall for Around the Dog World. We're talking the best of 2015 today. Andrew and I, before we get too carried away with Travis and Geoffrey, we need to talk about the 3rd place in the toy group. And this dog, a very, very consistent winner. Misty the Smooth Coat Chihuahua, by the end of the year, had racked up, I think, 46 CCs in total.
He's got fabulous attitude, wonderful, wonderful tail, and he's a showman again.
So it's just the final 2 places to be decided. Travis and Geoffrey both stood a chance of walking away top dog at LKA. I met Simon Parsons to find out who would finish the day. Dog World Arden Grange Top Dog 2015. Simon, it's not just me that's excited about this weekend, is it?
No, LK is always, well, you know, to my mind, it's one of the great shows of the year, not least because in so many breeds, groups, and sometimes even the top dog, we're waiting to see how the final results pan out, and all depends, in many cases, on what happens today and tomorrow.
And we're standing by ring 8, it's the Papillons. Yes. Down there, ring 3 is the Chihuahuas, and it all counts. These are the two rings that matter today, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the two leading dogs of the year are both toy dogs. The Papillon is at this stage 7 points ahead of the Longcoat Chihuahua, but all could depend on the results of what happens today.
And if my calculations are right, we could end up with joint top dogs.
Yeah, that is conceivable. I think if the Chihuahua won the group today and went on to Best in Show tomorrow, and the Papillon was second in the group, we think, if our calculations are right, that could end up with the tie, which has never happened.
Yeah. However, big news has broken. Chihuahua Geoffrey has been beaten for the Dog CC, meaning the competition is all over. Top dog, all breeds 2015, is Travis the Papillon. Reserve top dog, all breeds. Geoffrey the Chihuahua. They love me, this lot. Congratulations, Glenn and Irene. You've got to be quite overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's just absolutely the most amazing feeling it is, and like just the journey that we've been on together, and we've got to know each other. We've built an amazing friendship together, haven't we? And it has been absolutely incredible, and I'm just so proud of him. He's just the epitome of my perfect show dog, and he gives me 100% every time, so I'm just so grateful for him.
He's not the only one that gives 100% every time, is he?
No, Geoffrey's just the same, and I think that's why they're so alike, because they're such performers, aren't they? And I said earlier on, he's so focused on you, and Geoffrey is on me, and they just don't let you down, do they?
Yeah.
We're spoiled.
Now, over the course of his career, what did you expect when you first brought him out?
He was super, and I think at 4 months we all agreed, Carolyn included, that he was something special, and I think he's proved he is.
But Geoffrey had a slightly different start to his life.
Yeah, he was hand-reared. He was very, very small, and never expected him to go into the ring. Almost sold him, and then decided to keep him because he was so small and didn't really trust anyone to have him.
Yeah.
And about 4.5, 5 months, he had a little growth spurt, and I thought, he's looking quite nice. And the rest is history. I took him out to his first show, and we never looked back.
Travis has had such an amazing 12 months. What's his plan beyond the end of the year?
Just watch this space. Like he's only just turned 3, so he's just coming into his prime. And when you've got a dog that loves showing, there's nothing that you can take away from that too soon, because he breathes it. And he's won 20 tickets this year, and he's still got a lot in him. So I'm super excited for him, and yeah.
You're always quite excited just to take him in the ring, aren't you?
Yeah, in general. Yeah, no, he is. He never puts a foot wrong with me. Even if maybe he's not feeling 100%, he'll go in there and he'll give me 100%.
And do you feel the same when you get your hands on the lead?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, I was very wary when I had to do the 3 shows, and it was sort of at a crucial time. Yeah. But he never let me down. He just went in and, okay, it's you, is it? Right, okay, fine, thank you, let's get on with it. And he showed me and I followed,
I'll show you how to do it.
That's all he does with me.
What about Geoffrey in 2016? We're going to see more of him?
Yep, I think we'll carry on with Geoffrey. Again, he's only 3 years old, same as Travis, so it's difficult because I've got some up-and-coming dogs. It's hard because they like doing it, and they sort of look at you when you're going, and it's like, why am I not coming? And I think, I don't think I could do that with Geoffrey. No.
Never speak to you again.
Geoffrey would sulk, without a doubt.
And to lose out to Travis, you have to be quite happy to lose out to a dog that's a star performer.
Another toy, and a toy that I love anyway. And as I said earlier on, if I had a Pap, he would be what I would want.
That's exactly what we spoke about the other day, actually, is the journey that we've been on together has been amazing. So whenever we've been in this together, it's been real sportsmanship.
We said way back, didn't we, even in the groups, when we used to say, if we're first and second, it would be nice.
Yeah.
But we don't mind which way round.
Yeah.
And we did say that way back, didn't we?
Two super dogs, they are.
And you've got to be so proud to see toys taking top dog and reserve.
Absolutely.
Hallelujah!
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic.
In itself is an amazing achievement, isn't it?
Well, Travis has got to go in the ring.
Yep.
Congratulations again, and we'll see you all in 2016.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So there we have it. Dog World Arden Grange Top Dog 2015 is Travis the Papillon. Champion Gleniren, Shootin, Starmaker, Sunshoo. This dog never stops showing.
No, he's quite remarkable, isn't he? And it's interesting. It's a breed I follow. And I went to the championship show. Travis was, I think, just in junior, and Diana Spavin gave him the CC as a young dog. And I could see then that he had star appeal and of course a handler that makes the best of him. And you have to hand it to the little dog. He just thinks the big ring's there for him. That old, well, I'm here, who's second, really applies to that little dog. Let's face it, you can't overlook him, can you? You may look and decide not to like him, but you can't overlook.
And we move on to the last dog we've got to talk about today, from 2015 anyway. And Andrew, I think this is one you've been itching to talk about all day.
Well,
Hollyel Topaz Chancer.
Yeah, it's a dog, obviously, that I think extremely highly of. He's one of those rare dogs where I wouldn't change one thing about him. I think he's an outstanding Chihuahua from nose to tail with, as I pointed out previously, a fantastic full mouth with big white teeth and a perfect scissor bite. That in itself in Chihuahuas is miraculous. He's in wonderful condition. He's got the correct coat for the breed. His movement is flawless. He is just a non-stop showman. He's one of the greatest dogs I've ever judged, without question.
And Geoffrey's another one to have racked up so many CCs. I think 39 by the end of 2015. Both the Robs and Leslie Adams want to keep these two going for longer. But how difficult is it for a breeder to think, no, that's the end, to take a successful dog out of the ring? How difficult is that decision?
Several reasons. Andrew's reason, they're going to run out of judges eventually. The breeder's reason, they've got youngsters coming on that they want to. But the other, breeder's sentiment, when you've got a dog that good, you don't want him cheated out of anything. He almost deserves. I remember having a very good dog, and we used to have to drive the car around the block at night, because if he saw us going off to a show and he wasn't coming, he would cry, and, that was very, very disturbing. So I would think they look at the dog sometimes and think, oh, we can't leave him at home, he loves it so much.
But the smart ones, the really intelligent breeder exhibitors, are the ones that know when to say stop.
But back to Travis, Andrew. The year he's had in, as you pointed out earlier, the most competitive group is astounding.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's won to that level in the toy group this year has done remarkably well.
And Geoffrey, he's gathered a fan club throughout the year.
I sat watching the final at Midland Counties, I think you were there, with a group of Andrew's friends who had come from all parts of the world to watch him do this great job. And we were all sort of, which is going to get it, is it going to be? And as they did that final run round, I said, chaps, there is no competition. The Chihuahua just, you could not deny that I have never seen a single dog put in such a performance on the last go round. Don't you dare deny me this. That's just how he was, wasn't it?
And it was great to see. We saw in that interview, as you mentioned earlier, the camaraderie between them. They both loved to see one another win, which is fantastic.
Yeah, no, the sportsmanship has been admirable.
And the appreciation of someone else's good dog.
Well, you see, great dog people will always appreciate great dogs regardless of their ownership.
Well, that's all of 2015 wrapped up. But before we go, who do you think we'll be talking about in 2016? Who's going to be grabbing the headlines?
I can think of two. A dog that I think that you're going to see a lot more of is this young Westie bitch.
Yes.
The Geordie girl, who was best puppy in show at Blackpool. I had a second in the group at Midland Counties. I think this Westie bitch is the kind of dog that could very easily start getting on a roll next year, and she's got great star quality.
I've listened to people that I respect, like Mike Gadsby, Alan Norcross doing his first terrier group, men that I really respect, and she just fascinates me. I can't tell you a specific dog. I can only tell you that in this last 6 months, I have seen a plethora of under 6-month-old puppies in different breeds. Papillons for one, a pointer, a beagle. I've seen such lovely puppies about.
I remembered another one.
Go on then, see if I agree.
This depends on whether or not you can get out of the breed, of course. Our pup of the year.
Labrador.
Oh, Andrew, that was one of my favourite days last year.
The gorgeous Labrador.
Matt and Exodus.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's one that,
Yes.
if he gets out of the breed.
I've never known so much good feeling towards a judge as when Jean found it in the Pup of the
Jean
Year.
Running can judge dogs.
Yes, yeah.
I think subconsciously the ringsiders, they do like seeing someone new coming out on top when it's a very, very competitive field.
So many of you out there think, oh, only the names win, only the big faces win. What Andrew said is absolutely right. We all love to see.
And
30 years without a champion.
And, you know, she's kept on going, and now she's got a golden dog.
I think
That's not me confusing the breed, incidentally. Golden in the sense of pretty special.
Well, that's us wrapped up the top winners from a truly cracking 2015. Join us again next month for more highlights of last year, plus a look at some never-before-seen footage. We look ahead to an exciting 2016 and get the show season off to a flying start at Manchester Championship Dog Show. And if we have time, we'll even squeeze in some outtakes. Thanks again for watching, and see you again on Around the Dog World.